everybody. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful November day. I have all of the windows open right now and the leaves are just like falling off the trees because it's windy. It's perfect. It's just a sunny, warm, windy fall day. It's so pretty. So speaking of fall, I want to start going over my holiday planners. This year I kind of jazzed them up just a little bit, but for a lot of people, Thanksgiving in particular is a holiday of stress, cooking, lots of dishes, lots of family, stressful for a lot of people. And it can be stressful for me too, especially when I'm hosting, a big gathering. But the planner I'm about to show you works so well for me, and I thought that, maybe it would help some of you guys find a way to get through the holidays without being so stressed out. So as I said, I'm going to show you everything about mine. I think I'm going to have to break it up into two parts, and I'll explain that more in just a few minutes. And I also have one for Christmas, and I'll get that up sometime around the first week of December. But hopefully with me getting this posted right now, it will give you time to get your plans together. Keep in mind that you can make the schedules and everything the way you want. Just, you can even use mine to adapters and kind of build off of. And we'll talk more about that towards the end. But let's get into my planner and check it out. So here is my planner. Let's kind of go through it step by step, and I'll show you what I've used in the beginning. So here is my planner. This is my Thanksgiving planner. It's in a binder, and this is the first year I've used a binder for my Thanksgiving planner. What I have been using is this blue pocket folder. So you can see when you open it up, it's got a pocket here. I've gotten to-do list and shopping list. On this next pocket, guest, goodies, and schedules, recipes, and menus. So for the longest time, this worked absolutely perfect. If you're just starting to do a holiday planner and don't really want to do the binder, this is a great option. Mine was just getting full. And my sister-in-law got me this a while back, got me a whole bunch of these folders. These are made by Pendaflex divided up file folders. I love it. What I will probably do is repurpose it and put just some labels over this and use it for something else. But I decided that this year I would go ahead and use a binder, because I was finding that I had to reprint some recipes that I just had out on the counter during Thanksgiving last year. And I thought if I put everything in sheet protectors and took better care, I wouldn't have to worry as much. So on this front page, you can add stuff. I really just have our invitation from Tiny Prints this year. I have our address covered up with a piece of scrapbook tape. It'll peel right off and not affect the card. But these were, a great deal, and I thought they were so cute. And I just put it here. What I plan on doing is taking a picture of the table or maybe my guest and printing it on some paper or printer paper and put it in here as a cover page, I think. So I didn't want to spend a ton on this project. I really didn't. This is something I'm going to use 2 weeks. I mean, I plan in it beforehand, but I'm really using it 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So what I opted for was dollar store stuff. These dividers were just from the dollar store. I love the Avery ones. I don't mind using Avery, but the dollar store is like 1 minute from my house, and these little dividers were $1. I just hand wrote on the little divider tabs, and on this first page, the tab is schedules and to-do list, which I find very important. I also have some things that I need to pick up. I also have some notes that I don't want to forget. In this first set, now I kept my to-do list from a long time ago, or I don't know what these are. They're my to-do list. I don't even know what year this was from, but it's about turkey stuff. More. And even more. So this is stuff from previous years. I just put it in this little part just to keep it. I like knowing who came to eat, what we had, what festivities was going on, what we served, for Gameday Snacks, where we went, who came here, if we have company. I like all that information. So on this very first page in this protective paper or sheet, I have some notes about different things going on, some ideas. This is like a work in progress. I'm always adding to it. I have it on the first page so I don't forget it. So in this section, I also keep my schedules. And I'm going to go over these a lot more in detail, but I keep my week before Thanksgiving. I keep my week of Thanksgiving in here, my plans, and you can even see, let me see if I can find one. Back here. You can even see I have it planned out where I even have what I'm posting on my blog. So, or YouTube. So I have that. I also have my day of Thanksgiving schedule, which is very important. And I probably will add to this because I know that I'm going to have company for the night of Thanksgiving and a couple of days after. So I'm going to add some more to the schedules here real soon. In the back of each section, I keep an extra, page protector where I can put any kind of little notes that I want to add. The next little section is guest list and invitation info. So here I keep another copy of the invitation for scrapbook or whatever I want it for, or if I realize last minute that someone needs to be invited, I can just grab this. And I'm just going to keep my invitations from year after year in that same pocket. Sorry, camera's shaky. I hit the table too hard. So for my guest list, I like to put like Kisha and Scott, Trina and Trent, Vicky and Guest, Brandon and Guest, Mom and Don, Henry and Scott. And as the couples and individual guests let me know that they're coming, I'll just highlight them. I know I need to highlight Vicky because I know she's coming. I know Brandon's coming. I don't think my mom's coming. I'm pretty sure my ex-husband's not coming. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Zane ain't coming. Marjorie and Keith, and Laura and Jared. I usually put a note at the bottom to tell a little bit more about what we're doing. This was a small Thanksgiving. This was 2012 guests. I also have guest list for 2011. Here they are. And I keep these in my computer under Word. These are just guest lists from the previous years. And it's nice to know who came. And a lot of times if we're traveling for Thanksgiving, we're not traveling at Christmas. Or if we're, if we are traveling to a certain area at Christmas and spending that time with different family, we try to get the family that we're not going to see at Christmas here at Thanksgiving. Just something that's worked out for us over the years. In the back here is another sheet protector for extra notes. And then there's actually two there. And then there's this other little pocket folder where I can add more when needed. So here are the Thanksgiving-holiday menu section. And this section is where it really begins at least for me. I build my menu and then I build my to-do list from the menu in my schedules. So these are different lists from different times in the first pocket. Some of them are more elaborate, some of them are real simple, but these are from the different years that, again, I just kept it in this blue folder forever and just filed it away. But I decided to switch it up a little bit this year. So I have menus from every year in here, but the most current one in the front is the menu for this year. And what I do, because I know I'm going to have guests that are coming in Wednesday night. And that means Thursday morning they're going to need breakfast. Then the football games start and they are going to need Gameday Snacks. And then we got Thanksgiving dinner and we got Thanksgiving dessert. And then we have a Friday. And Friday, I'm still going to have guests. So we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner to think about on those days too. So for this year, and this is always subject to change, but once I pretty much lock it in, very little ever changes. Let me get a pencil, it'll be easier. So for this year, for breakfast, I'm doing on Thursday, on Thanksgiving morning, I'm doing a light breakfast. I'm doing mason jar breakfast parfaits and mason jars, eggs with bacon, cheese, and croissants. They're all in a mason jar. And I'm doing juice, coffee, and I'm going to be making it ahead. You can see right here, I put make ahead. Before every or after every meal, I label if it's going to be something I make ahead, I make on the spot, I freeze, whatever. So for Gameday Snacks, wings, and we're going to prepare those the night before, and they're going to be like marinating overnight. We're going to have chips and guacamole, and that's Scott's recipe, and he's going to make it fresh on game day. Well, when games start on Thanksgiving. We're going to have a caramelized onion and apple tart. I'm going to make that ahead. Chips and dip, we're making that fresh. Veggies and dip, fresh. We're going to have Fiesta Sangria, which is going, Festive Sangria, which is going to be made fresh. Beer and soft drinks. For Thanksgiving, this year, normally I don't need recipes for Thanksgiving. I'm 37, I've been making Thanksgiving for years. But I am switching it up this year. I'm doing the brine roasted turkey. It's a Martha Stewart recipe. You can see that I put Martha Stewart, so I know if it's where the recipe is coming from. And then you can see that I put prep ahead. I'm going to have gravy. I'm going to make that the day of. Mashed potatoes, make the day of. Brussels sprouts, day of. Mac and cheese, making it the day of. Green beans, making it the day of. Sweet potatoes and marshmallows, making it the day of. Stuffing, I'm also making it the day of. You can come on over here to the side. I'm going to be making cranberry salad. I'm trying to get this where you guys can see it. Day of. Warm bread, I'm making it the day of. Thanksgiving desserts, pumpkin pie, I'm making it ahead. Pumpkin icebox cake, it is in the Martha Stewart, I'm making it ahead. It doesn't have to be in the oven, it just goes straight in the refrigerator. I'm also going to be making cookies and cupcakes, I'm making those ahead. Now, Friday morning, my guests are going to want breakfast. So I'm making a breakfast bake. It's a Martha Stewart recipe. I've made it many times. I prepare it the night before. I'm going to do potato latkes. I'm going to be making them fresh. Lunch, we're going to eat out. And then dinner, we're going to have like a turkey tetrazzini pasta, make day of. Iceberg wedges, make day of. And garlic bread, making that the day of. Leftover desserts. And then we have Saturday. And on Saturday, breakfast is going to be leftovers of whatever is left. And I'm also going to be packing goodie bags for the guests before they hit the road. And then you can see I have some notes. So these are like personal notes of things I need to get done, such as pick up mason jars, use disposable pans for as much as possible. I put, like those tinfoil pans, I put what I think I'm going to be putting in those tinfoil pans, and then I need to make sure I have enough containers for the family to take stuff home. So that is the menu, and I have the other menus behind that, and an extra page where you can add whatever you want. The next label are recipes to use. And now I have some recipes in here I probably won't use, but I'm just kind of piling this up. I have every recipe in a sheet protector. This is the Martha Stewart turkey brine I'm trying this year. Has all the steps included. Here is the Martha Stewart gravy. Here is the directions to make those little mason jar breakfast with eggs. I know how to do the one with the yogurt and fruit, but this is the recipe for the ones with the eggs. I think they'll be great because I can make them ahead, I can sit them out, people can warm them up as they get hungry. Here's a recipe that I don't think I'm making, is the maple and pumpkin pie bars. There's that. This one is the Philadelphia pumpkin and caramel pecan cheesecake. I'm making something similar to this, which will be up in just a couple days, but this is not what, this is not the exact same recipe. What I'm making doesn't have the caramel, which might suck. I also like this for baked apple pies, little miniature ones, and so it's kind of like a bonus that they're both on the same page. Here's the recipe from Food Magazine for the apple and onion tart. I thought that would be nice to try. the caramelized onion and apple tart. Then here's the potato lattes that I'm making. Here's a couple different recipes. What I really wanted to make was the black bottom pear pie. So it's like a chocolate bottom with pear on top. But the problem is that you got to serve it within 4 hours, and I'm not going to make this within 4 hours of serving Thanksgiving dessert. Then there's another pocket, and I have an extra one just in case, but I have a whole bunch of these, so as I get more recipes, I'll just add them to it, and it'll just be considered my Thanksgiving recipes, and they'll stay in this book. That's one thing I like about the binder, is how neat the recipes are organized. Then I have a section that I don't know if many other planners have in their holiday books, and that would be the coupon section. Now, you know, I mean, especially when you're hosting with a bunch of people, I think it's always important to keep your budget in check. We'll talk about more of that with my menu planning video that I'm going to have very soon. But I keep a section in here for coupons. Now, I have different sizes because I have a coupon organizer, so I have a bunch of these. But I don't really like these small ones sometimes because I just don't feel like trying to fit larger coupons in it. But I keep coupons that I plan on using in my grocery trip over Thanksgiving weeks. Now, I will put a lot more in here. I have a ton of coupons to clip, and they will just be added. So when I make that shopping list, which I have started, by the way, and that also is in here, I think. Nope, I haven't got it in here. It really belongs right here. I guess it's out because I was working on it. Another thing that I took out that you guys did not see is in the section, let me get to it, for guests. I also have all of my guest information, their address, their phone numbers, everything I need is typed out in a Word document. So I have it. I have 3 pages actually of protected pages that go in the back here. I also pretty much have the same thing in my other planner for Christmas for holiday cards. So I just didn't want to show that because if you guys happen to see my address, then whatever. You know, I would tell you to come have a cup of coffee if I knew you. Or even if I didn't know you, I'd probably still invite you in. But I don't want to show my family's addresses, and I was scared I would, so I just took it out. But this is such a handy way to stay organized. It works beautifully. I also have this big pocket folder in the back for anything else I need to add, and I think my sister-in-law also got me that. But this has really been fabulous in keeping me organized, motivated, because, you know, cooking Thanksgiving for a group is a big deal. You want to make sure your food's good. You want to make sure you stay on track and you get stuff done and you don't undercook the turkey and you don't overcook the turkey. And one thing I love about doing the system opposed to the file system is my recipes being protected, because so many times I've spilled stuff or stuff has bubbled over and they just look awful. They smear the ink once they get really wet. And if you do use a file system like this, you could still put just your recipes in sheet protectors and just file it in the very back and it would be fine. But I hope this shows you guys that it doesn't take a lot to plan. I had this binder already. I don't know. It was just in my closet, just not being used at all. It was empty. And I don't put a lot of spare paper in here. If I have notes, they will just go in a sheet protector and go right in, because I don't want stuff that can easily be pulled out. I know these are paper and you have to be careful with the paper, but they are a little reinforced on the edges. But they're from the dollar store. These cost me for a pack like 75 cents. And it was like $1 for 40 of the sheet protectors. I mean, you can't beat that. And they're fine because, again, you're only using it, you know, for really the month of November. And the Christmas one, I would say I used in the month of November and December, but this one I really only use in November. So when I am done with this, I will put it up, file it away, and everything I need for next Thanksgiving is in here. And I just really like the system. It was the same way with this, and it really did help. This year my to-do list is a little bit bigger, but that's because I'm, you know, going to be a hostess for, you know, 2 or 3 days after Thanksgiving. So I have more planning to do. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Now let me get back in front of the camera and finish this video up before it's too long. So I hope that really inspires you guys to get yourself together a binder or just one of these like I showed you, because for a beginner this would work perfect. If you don't have a lot of recipes built up or you've not planned at all for any Thanksgiving, you're not going to need a big binder. I mean, it's nice if you want to go ahead and make one, but this would work too. As for the schedules, I am going to make another video within a couple days that will kind of go over in detail the schedules of the week before Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving, and the day of. Those are my 3 schedules that I stick to. Because there's so much detail in those schedules, I really want to have time to go over it completely. And you can also find copies of my schedules on my Pinterest page. I just uploaded them and they're over there. You can go kind of base your list off mine, kind of build from mine if you need to. I will explain that as for the schedule, always make your menu first, because you're going to want to map out what you're going to need, how much time you're going to need to make those items. So whenever you're doing holiday planning, start with the menu. Then you're going to know what kind of time you're going to need and different steps you're going to have to take to get those dishes done, you know, in the right amount of time. This has really been helpful for me, and I did put everything in sheet protectors. I just had a whole bunch of them. I didn't care. And I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something I'm going to use twice a year. Well, I'm going to use the Thanksgiving 2 weeks out of the year and the Christmas 2 weeks out of the year. Actually, I'm using the Christmas now, so maybe I use the Christmas a little bit more. When I break out the Thanksgiving planner, I break out the Christmas planner too. I'll show that soon, probably the first week of December. But it's very similar, very, very similar. And I really hope this helps, you know, you to stay a little more focused, get it done on time, enjoy time with your family and friends, and find, you know, things to be grateful for. I think making a book like this, sticking to a schedule, sticking to a plan, will make all the difference. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be back real soon. I have menu planning coming up, how I menu plan. It's kind of a long video. I have the part 2 on the schedules coming up, on the holiday planning. And I have some other videos coming up too, so stay tuned. Leave your comments below if you have any, or your questions. You can always check out my blog at kjaggers.com. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.